middle of the seventh, and during this time, fans will lean over to each other and talk about things, different things in their lives. But today we're going to talk about the fruits of obedience. And I can tell you that my life is full of the fruits of obedience, but it wasn't always that way. Most of the problems I faced in my life and the obstacles I had to overcome in my life were from a lack of obedience. And I remember the day, and I call it a shock moment, when God saved me, held my hand, and told me to tell my story. Well, part of that is the 7th inning stretch with Rusty Stroupe. And today's topic is the fruits of obedience.
Well, David, when I think of the fruits of obedience, I think of a baseball team and I think of the players and their buy-in. We don't always have time to explain to our players why we're doing what we're doing, but I do think this generation that we coach now does need explanations a lot of times of why before they can buy in. But as I said, there's times when they just don't have the time or the ability to be able to understand what we're doing. It could be in the heat of the moment during the game in the 9th inning, and we make a decision and we need them to obey. We need them to obey without questioning the authority. We need them to trust the authority that's been placed in us, and then they trust that so they can go out and execute even if they don't totally understand. I'm completely reminded of the story in Genesis when Abraham was asked by God to sacrifice his only son Isaac. And he didn't know why he was being asked to do it. All he knew that he should be obedient. And he did, to the point of almost sacrificing Isaac. And of course, God intervened and said, "Don't do that. I was just testing to see if you would obey my authority." And so there are times in our lives, I believe, that God asks us to do things that don't make sense. And sometimes he doesn't have the time to explain to us what we're going to see years down the road that we will gain from that obedience. So whether it's on a baseball field and whether it's in life, it's very important that we are obedient even when we don't understand. That's my take on it, David.
Rusty, you're absolutely right about obedience. And the proverbial question is God real? And a lot of people struggle with the fact that their obedience or lack of will not allow them to see God's real, true blessings. I have this saying that if you really can't explain it in your life, it's probably got something to do with God. That's how great he is. That's how powerful he is. And the one thing he asks for is your obedience. And your obedience, everything that he promises you, at the end of the day, hinge on your obedience to him. Great topic today on 7th inning stretch with Rusty Stroupe.